That's a Great Jagras, by the way. I tried to imitate a Great Jagras here. But hey, you know what the Great Jagras is, right? It's this beast, the first one that you fight first in the game. It's the first great monster in Monster Hunter World that you actually hunt. And I have a few thoughts about the monster, really. For example, I think the Great Jagras is the greatest, or not greatest, but it's a good introduction to actually hunting monsters. It's a pretty big monster, so you're not likely to miss it. It has a relatively simple design. It's not too cute that you don't want to hurt it. And when the monster attacks is pretty well telegraphed. You're not really going to be caught off guard after a few minutes of figuring out what it does. It is slow, and that's fine. It's the first monster you fight. Its role here is not to present a big danger. The Great Jagras is here to show that Monster Hunter is a game about more deliberate actions, a slower gameplay, and for you to try out new weapons. You're most likely going to switch different weapons here and try out against this monster what you might like in a real combat scenario. So someone that gets to this fight is most probably going to be like, oh, I defeated it with this weapon. It taught me that maybe I need to stop rushing in his face. This is clearly not a hack and slash. I can't just combo everything to death and dodge everything. It's kind of like a dance, isn't it? You need to just find your openings. You need to kind of like make it a dance. Learn your weapon a bit, because you can't combo into every single moves. The monster is going to slap you in the face if you're not careful, if you're just too zealous. Even if the monster is kind of slow and the monster does pretty telegraphed attacks, I need to be careful. And I think that's what the Great Jagras is overall. This is a great tutorial monster in a way. It does nothing too bad. There's no elements or no status effect. It is just a big lizard, and that's fine. It's an effective monster to teach beginner hunters how to play the game. And I think it is an even better monster than the Great Jaggy. I love Great Jaggy, that really amazing monster, I think. But the Great Jagras kind of like take it a step further, I think, in that it has more moves than the Great Jaggy. It can bite, it can swipe, it can roll on you. You can kind of see that it can interact, monsters can interact with the environment. The Great Jagras can eat herbivores, and then it will have a big belly and will try to squash you. And you can figure that you can attack the belly also for big extra damage. The skin is stretched, time to attack. But overall, I kind of really like the Great Jagras. I think it's a nice monster. Really interesting to fight it if you're not familiar with Monster Hunter in the first place. You're going to get intimidated by it, and then you're going to figure out, oh shit, there's monsters that are much more difficult later on. The game has a good pace. It will very, very rapidly bring you against tougher creatures. So it's nice to be able to train against the Great Jagras, which will also give you the opportunity to get familiar with the crafting system and creating new armor sets. The Great Jagras armor gives you a nice boost in defense, and that will be very useful for people that are new to the game, of course. So what do you think about the Great Jagras? Do you like it? I have yet to fight the greatest Jagras. I'm looking forward to that event quest. Write a comment below, like the video and subscribe if you liked what I do. And I'll see you for the next video that will appear at the end. Do you want to see it? Well, stick here and it will pop by. Alright, I'll see you there, okay? Cheers!